Okay, it is day 365 off the grid, and yes, day 365, that's a whole year of being off the grid, and we're looking at a DB board. Now why is that? Well, because about this time a year ago was the moment when we went to the main switch and went ka-chunk, turned it off and ended our use of the grid. And we have not been on since then. Well, we can't be on because we have no longer a connection to the grid. The pole fuses have been removed, the accounts are being closed, there's no association with the grid anymore in our household. Now this is not actually our house's DB board, this is the one down at the railway station, because I'm down at the railway station today doing my watch. It obviously wasn't a Tuesday on the day that we switched off a year ago, but you know, I just thought I'd just film this and go, yeah, there we go, DB board, turn off the grid. But yeah, we had a little bit of a ceremony when we pulled the switch. Of course, we got a big nasty old black thing. Well, not nasty, they're awesome really, but there we go. So it's well, it's a sunny day, so much like the day it was when we did shut off the grid. I think I remember it being, or was it? I don't know. I can't remember now. I remember feeling good about it, and I don't know if I would have felt so good about it if it was, yeah, if it was, not so great. Lovely little town of Shannon, eh? There we go. There's a fuck lady over there by the library. Right. Yeah. But awesome day anyway, you know. Had a few days of bad weather until yesterday, and did get close to needing to fire up the generator, but didn't have to. But ironically, of course, yesterday on the first good day of sun, I did fire up the generator because it was time to gay lawn. So well overdue. The last time I'd done that was on the 19th of December, so well, quite some time. But you know, busy with New Year's and all that, summer solstice. And yeah, so there we go. I mean, that's that really. Oh, we made some ovenies last night in the toaster oven, and yeah, starting to have a few issues with the one of the batteries in that second 24 volt system in the B shed. Well, the second 24 volt system, the only 24 volt system in the B shed. So I've been suspecting it for quite some time, and I've pretty much nailed down the battery that is the one causing the issue. But last night gave it a good hour in the toaster oven, and by the end of that, the inverter had enough and actually shut off due to low voltage. So got to do something, and the obvious thing to do would be to replace that battery with a brand new one of the same type and size, of course, or a good second-hand one of the same type and size, or we'll have to do something else. We'll see. But yeah, sunny day on the grid. Radio Foxton. Yeah, the inside of the railway station. There we go. Lovely old vintage looking lights and switches and stuff, but they're not really. Look at this. I mean, look. I don't know. Here we go. This one will come off, man. Wrecking things. Look, plastic under there. This is just plated. Looks like brass, but it ain't. Still, looks pretty cool. Better they did that than just put a whole lot of modern things anyway. So I think I'll go now, and that will do us. Maybe I'll add to this video, maybe I won't. You'll be the ones that know. On day 365 off the grid. Okay, so this is what I've done on day 365 off the grid with some off the grid stuff. This is my battery bank here in Shed B, the 24 volt bank that runs basically a toaster oven. Is its main role now, is what it does. But it has been flagging on those long runs when you're like trying to heat up ovenies and putting the oven on for about an hour, and I have nailed it down to this battery here. It's not performing. Towards the end of the time there was 60 amps being pulled by the inverter, but about 50 amps of it was coming from its paired battery, and only 10 amps from that, or something around about there. Well, that's no bloody good. So what I've decided to do, of course I don't have a replacement battery at the moment, so I've decided to probably temporarily connect up what I call a helper battery. Now this is an automotive starter battery, and it's quite a good one I got from the garage recently. It's tested well. You can see it's a no maintenance type, so it sort of fits well with the AGMs really, because I can't burst that battery with lots of high voltage charge and really get it, you know, bubbling, because it'll bubble away with water. So you can almost treat them as a AGM, although they do need to be equalized occasionally, or in some way done so that you can be sure they're desulfated. But anyway, I've got it here, so I'm hoping that it will just give a bit of the boost to this battery to just help these batteries sort of share the load a bit better, but while at the same time not be too caned, because after all it is a starter battery. But the role of this circuit is to supply high bursts of power for relatively short periods of time, so it may be quite good in that role. So we'll see how that goes in the coming days. I've got a bit more to show in this shed, but I'm not quite ready to show it yet. Remember, I was working on those balancing circuits and stuff. Yeah, and they're working pretty well, and transferred charge from the other shed. Yep, it's all going pretty well, but there's a few little tweaks and we've just got to make, mainly cosmetic really, just like tidying up some cables, and then I will make a video on that. It's long overdue, but that's what I did today, significantly towards off the grid. And it's pie night tonight, so when we come back from Levin, we'll be giving this lot a whirl. But what I can show is, look, those evil blinking eyes there, which means these batteries are well topped up, and it's just sitting there PWMing away, keeping the batteries nice. Look, it's day 365, and the sign's getting covered up. The solar power sign. Is your power bill too high? And it's supposed to say over here, the sun will never send you a bill. The sun will never put the price up, and the sun will never run out, eh? Oh, there we go.
That's never gonna happen.
There you go. Is your power bill too high? No, it's not. We don't have a power bill.
Yes. The sun will run out.
Eventually.
Well, no.
In millennia.